Yo, it's Underground Rap News here with the one and only Gold, one of the hardest up and coming producers in the underground. Gold, first question I'm gonna ask you is how did you come up with your producer name?
So, I really can't put a pin on it. I remember I was thinking of producer names for a while and I landed on a bunch of different ones. They were all right. I even I used AI to try and generate a few of them, but they were pretty terrible. So, I can't actually remember the exact pinpoint I landed on where I was like, this is what I want my name to be, but I was kind of thinking I wanted like a medievally kind of like ish style. So I thought of like a sword and I thought of a sword made out of gold. And then I was like, well, it can't just be Gold. So I just added an X instead of the O, and that's pretty much it.
All right. What city did you grow up in?
So I'm pretty close to Philly. I'm not gonna say I'm from Philly because that'd be kind of stupid, but I'm from Collingswood in New
Mhm.
Jersey, which is like it's like 10 minutes away from Philly. But yeah,
All right. And how old are you right now?
I'm 15. I
All
turned
right.
15 a little while ago, like 5 months ago. Yeah.
All right. And how old were you when you first started producing?
I was 14.
All right.
Um, yeah, I was 14.
What producers would you say have been and some of your biggest inspirations?
Um, this is gonna be a very basic one, but I would say Pharrell, most
Hmm.
definitely. Pharrell has been huge inspiration from me from the beginning. I remember watching Piece by Piece, which was like the documentary that he did where he was like a Lego character and stuff. But that was super inspirational to me. And I love a lot of his music. I love his stuff he did with Nerd. I would definitely say he was one of my bigger inspirations, definitely.
All right. Who would you say are the top three artists that you want to work with someday?
Oh man. Um, Top three. Well, I mean, one of my big artist inspirations is Travis Scott. So, I mean, if I could
Mhm.
work with Travis one day, that would be amazing. Pharrell too, obviously. Um, and then I would definitely say someone like Playboy Cardi or someone in his lane. I've also loved and followed their stuff for a very long time, so that'd be great.
All right. From the time you first started producing up until now, what have been some of the biggest challenges you faced so far in your career, and how did you overcome them?
I've faced one of the big problems I've faced is, everyone always says you need to be unique. You need to have something that will,
Hmm.
grab people's attention. Um, I typically, for a while, I would just make kind of like good beats, like beats I would think, they're hard, but I wanted to really find that uniqueness. And sometimes when you think about stuff like that, you have to think like, what, as a music listener, what do I want to hear? Like, if in my ideal world, what music would I want to hear? And I thought about it for a little bit, and then I just started making the music I make now, which a bunch of different stuff. I would say I can do a bunch of different beats. But yeah, yeah.
All right. Who would you say are some of the favorite artists that you've produced for so far?
Um, Drino, Drino, he's going crazy right now. He's from the UK. Let me think who else. Mystic.
Mhm.
He does rapping. He did rapping for a while. He's switching to more of like an R&B style now, but he's also really crazy. He actually lives pretty close to me too, which was a I didn't even mean for it to happen, but that's
Yeah.
pretty cool coincidence. Yeah, I would say those are probably my favorites. Or do you say three?
Any amount, whoever
All
first
right.
people that come to
Yeah,
mind. But
that's good.
what would you say is the hardest part of being a producer in today's underground?
I mean, I could go any way with this. Sometimes people will use kind of weird ways to get out of paying for a beat, and sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
won't make people pay for beats, but they'll say like, I'm totally gonna blow up, dude, like
Mm-hmm.
you should not make me pay for a beat. And I mean, there's nothing you can stand on with that because literally anyone in the world could say that they're gonna blow up, and that's why you shouldn't make them pay for a beat.
Yeah.
Um, I think the respect for producers has most definitely gone down a lot, I think, in the underground, which is kind of ironic because I would say in today's modern underground scene, production is one of the most important parts of the current sound in the underground.
Hmm.
But I think they used to be respected more as the artist in the song, but that's become kind of less of it. And I think part of that is less producers working with artists one on one, like in the studio, over Discord, over any call, um, kind of working together to create what they want to make.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would say those were the big ones.
So, what would you say is the number one biggest thing that makes you different from other producers?
I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm still really trying to find the specific lane that I can call my own. I've been experimenting with a bunch of different stuff. I've been experimenting with like a more aggressive kind of offbeat sort of like step team-ish style recently. Um I've been just trying a bunch of different stuff, but I think one one main thing that would set me apart is I really focus on catchiness when I make music. I think that's one of the most important parts of music. Um but yeah, I would say overall I'm really still trying to find that specific
All right.
lane.
What would you say is your number one favorite song that you've produced so far?
Ooh. Hmm. I would say and this is an unreleased song. Or actually, I guess I'll go released. That'll make more sense. I would say my most recent single, "In the Bay," I would say that's definitely my favorite. I worked on that. The beat is co-produced by Zai. He's super crazy. You should definitely go check him out. Um, and it's like a mix of like this old school kind of ish beat, with like a more modern take on it. So I would say that's definitely my favorite I've made so far.
All right. My next question for you are is what are some of the biggest things that motivate you to keep grinding every day?
I've been doing music for a really large part of my life. I got my first drum set when I was like 4 years old. I've been pursuing music for my whole life, and I think honestly, it's just I have such a love for music that I don't really need much motivation if you kind of get what I'm saying. Like I just love it so much, and like I didn't make music once for like a day and it was just like terrible. Like I love music so much I don't even really need that much motivation.
All right. So, what would you say are some of your biggest hobbies outside of music?
I've taken up chess recently. I really enjoy chess. Um, that's been pretty fun. Besides that, I mean, I like making content sometimes. Content's pretty fun to do related to music.
Hmm.
Besides that, I really only make music. I mean, that's about it.
All right. What would you say is your favorite clothing brand right now?
Favorite clothing brand. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've never really got that much into fashion. I really people that watch my reels sometimes will notice that I only really ever wear pajama pants.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really don't get that much into fashion. I've never been too much into fashion, so yeah.
All right. What's your all-time favorite fast food restaurant?
Ooh. I think I'm gonna have to go with I don't know if people are gonna like this or they're gonna hate this, but I love McDonald's. Like
Hmm.
McDonald's is just great. Like even though there's God knows how many preservatives in there and all that, like it's so great. It's amazing.
All right. So, my next question for you is, who would you say is the GOAT of rap in your opinion?
Oh, oh, there's so many different people I could go with here.
Just first that comes to mind.
Now this person has been getting odd backlash in the recent years,
Hmm.
because his newest album, I loved it. Some people didn't care for it as much because it was like, corny or whatever, but in my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, Kendrick Lamar is one like I listened to Bimba Butterfly was the second rap album I ever listened to, and I was like astonished because I already loved like jazz and all of that, and it was like this mix of jazz rap. super emotional. It feels like this whole story. There's all these complexities, and I think the way that his music can somehow sometimes also have an impact on the world in general and how he uses that, I think makes him, in my opinion, the best rapper of all time.
For sure. All right. So, my final question that I have for you
Hmm.
is, what's the biggest piece of advice that you would give to underground artists and producers who are trying to be successful?
I would say, and I think this is harped over a lot, hate in general, I don't think it's good to either completely shut it out or completely listen to it. I found a healthy medium of kind of trying to interpret what someone hating is trying to say whilst also realizing that they might just not understand the vision yet.
Mm,
So, I would say really trust yourself, really trust your vision, but don't get so caught up in like, oh, all my music is great, all of this is great, I won't let anyone tell me otherwise. Don't get caught up in that because I've seen it many times there'll be artists that'll do this and they'll get into these self like delusional loopholes where they'll just keep convincing themselves their music is good, but it's really just kind of taking a dive off the edge. So,
hmm.
yeah, I would
All
definitely
right,
say
for
that.
sure. All right, well, that's all we have for today. Make sure you
Sweet.
guys subscribe to stay tuned for future interviews, and make sure you leave a like and a comment to help show support. And for those of you who aren't already tapped in with Gold, make sure you tap in with him. If you're an artist looking for some hard beats to hop on, hit him up on Instagram. And thank you guys for watching.